Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Sirens are going off. Another rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. A 100 boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got are these letters from home. Another day has come and gone. Another night attack. I've tried to talk and tell you about it, but it ain't the same. All these thoughts that run through my head, well, they can't be tamed. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here. We ain't far from Kandahar.
You step foot on the ranch, right away you feel the relaxation of being out in nature. Just being here, because it's so nice and calm. That's right when you see the first change.
The first time I got here, it was like I was back with my brothers. It was so peaceful.
Warhorses for Veterans is a equine-based networking experience for veterans where they can come and kind of decompress, get away from everyday life, kind of reconnect with other veterans that have been through similar situations. It's an opportunity to be mentored, get up for job and career opportunities and personal opportunities as well.
We hadn't seen each other from October 13th, 1969 until April 2016. And it was just like we had never been apart. Everybody here is combat veteran. Been through it. Doesn't matter what war you're in. No. You know, and they're all similar. Maybe the location's a little different, and the enemy might dress a little different, but it's all the same when you're in the Delta Sierra. The horses are great. They allow you to focus on just you and that horse. It's not a scripted schedule. It's kind of how the dynamics of the group work.
And then you're going to come down to the stables, and you'll start working with the horses. And it's nothing mandatory. Like our first session, we got out here and we just started grooming a horse. Patrick showed us how to groom a horse, and it was just fun. And as we're grooming a horse, we're telling our story.
You get to see somebody who's never been around a horse who's scared of horses. And 5 minutes later, they're riding a horse.
Through the horses and through this experience with other veterans, you get something back. I walked taller, smiled more, fought more.
You're going to feel like you're part of the family again. You're not alone.
You need to recognize that it's nothing wrong, nothing weak about asking for help.
We're a family. We understand that. And that's what you need.
It doesn't hurt to have people in a network assisting you to get where you want to go. I want to be a part of helping people coming out of combat regain a normal life of what they were before they experienced that.
Whatever problems you have from dealing with combat or your military service, the program is going to help you through that. It's going to open a lot of doors. It's going to open your eyes to a lot of things that you didn't know that were out there.
What is it that you want to do? What do you want to do with the rest of your life? You've got a passion. Well, let's go for it.
To apply, go to warhorsesforveterans.com.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look. My former interns tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Let's roll.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. Oh, man. This is the Monday edition with Ice and Flash on this 4/20/2020. Whoop, whoop, yay, yay! For you,
Green Day.
You guys and gals here that are DD214 handlers, go right ahead.
Smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them, exactly that. We obviously WTF Nation Radio is a big proponent of the use and of recreational / legalization of medicinal marijuana. So enjoy it. That's what they. So you do you. Loving it. So just decided to set the mood. I don't know if you noticed there was a green tint to things. A little bit of a bong. There you go. Anyways, broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence, quarantined. This is Ice and Flash on 4/20/2020. God, just like saying that. I just like saying that.
Our logo with quarantine on the front.
I just like saying that.
But
Quarantine 2020 of 2020 of 2020.
The longest year yet.
Oh my God. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to.
January will now be moved to next month. We're gonna just skip it. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, right. I don't even.
Here's a mulligan.
You ain't lying, dude. Dude, this Monday. It's been. Yeah, you're right, man. This just been a crazy freaking 45. It's already been 45 months already.
It was 45 months in January.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
We're only in frickin' April.
Yeah, you really.
The longest month ever.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so everyone's talking about the legalizing stuff real quick. Just want to give a shout out to a shout out to the guy who thinks that the legalization of marijuana is a gateway drug. Joe Biden, who is also the
because no one's ever passed to him. That's why.
He's a Democratic candidate for president. He's rolling back his stance now, back and forth. He's kind of wondering where you guys getting this idea that I think that that I'm not going to legalize marijuana. Well, he said it back in November, and then he said it just a couple weeks back, and he said that this is it's a gateway drug. So
because he wants those moderates.
Yeah, he wants those moderates, and he wants those individuals. Yeah. So again. So now everyone is, to include former Democratic candidate Cory Booker back in November, said the same thing. So he sort of kind of doesn't really endorse the use of legalizing of it. It's a gateway drug.
It's like they only do it for the vote.
Dude, isn't it crazy? It's crazy.
First, we're going to cater to the extreme left.
We're
going to give them everything they want, including all the money in the world, all the health care, and, hey, all the pot you can smoke. As soon as you get that nomination, well, actually, I'm not so much on the green, It's a gateway drug. Said no scientific person ever.
I'll be honest with you. Let's kind of debunk that. I mean, our friend of the station, Boone Cutler, we meet him shoot the shit back and forth about the same thing. About it's not really a gateway drug. It's actually a release drug. It removes you from the use of opiates and opioids. And there's been a lot. It's been an assist in alcoholics and detoxing of their withdrawals. And I'm telling you, man, I'm not like I said. This is not.
I've never smoked pot and went. You know, it'd be really good right now. Fucking heroin. Like it's not like what I hate the term gateway drug. Like is
right,
like
dude.
a gate? It's like oh look, a gate has appeared.
Right.
Heroin,
Is it really
black tar?
Are you
dust?
having
walk through that gate?
Right, exactly. Are you having that tendency, Flash, when you smoke a joint? When you smoke a joint, Flash, do you have that tendency to go ahead and just say, I don't know, I just want to drive my truck to a wall or something, or I want to,
you know, man, I was thinking about jumping off the Empire State Building, but I can't seem to find my feet. So.
Oh my God! Yeah, exactly.
I can't. I'll be lucky if I be able to jump off this couch at this point.
Yeah, exactly that. W would have freaking went nuts. We're gonna legalize all of it. Recreational, legalizational, medicinal. It's all gonna be legal. It's a hot button issue for this election. WTF Nation Radio is now going to be tracking all the election stuff. We're going to wait till a specific time once everything starts kind of dying down, no pun intended, to those that are, and you start saying things about death and all that stuff. Everyone like freaking out about the COVID. It's like you can't even talk about anything about COVIDs now without people getting drama about the COVIDs. If you have a family member that's passed away from all that, hey, my heart, sympathies go out. It sucks. But again, some of the stuff that we're talking about is I don't know. Is it me or is it? What's your thoughts on the COVID stuff? I mean, is it getting kind of like I don't know? Is it getting like? Did you see now they're going after freaking the nurses and the first responders, and they're saying this. It's kind of like
I'm going to put it to you this way: everyone is still losing their damn minds because now they're. I love the people saying, "Oh, this is a huge hoax," and that I saw one guy on Twitter saying that nurses and doctors are in on it. I was like, why? Now, I know some people are just, like Daniel Max said, D-Max said, it's a dead horse, and yeah, I get that. Like, but we can't be complacent on it because it's not over yet. I kind of think that the media has kind of like, I don't know if there's ever a right. Amount or to put out of information. I think it's just kind of like you're good because it's not directly affecting you. It probably feels like we're just beating a dead horse. But I guarantee the people who are affected, like the people who are in like New York or in some of these hotspot areas, I kind of think that it isn't like beating a dead horse. I think it's like getting any kind of information is the right amount of information. So I kind of think it's just your perspective. Like for me, I'm not directly affected with it. I don't think the media is overplaying it, D-Max. I think correction. I do think some elements of COVID is being overplayed, and I think some are being underplayed.
I would say more politicized, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that would be overplayed and politicized. And there's some pieces that should be made a bigger deal that's not. I'm not going through. I don't know who's got any COVID. Look, knock on wood, my family is doing just fine in all corners of the United States that they're at, send a blessing real quick, and so right now it's just a matter of just kind of like, just got to get through the social distancing and just got to get through everything. But I think if you're in other places that are hitting hard, or places that are kind of, becoming hotspots like Baton Rouge, in Central Texas and up in like Michigan and still in New York that's still dealing with stuff. I do believe that your perspective be different. So it's tough. But going after doctors and nurses is stupid as shit. Going after scientists is stupid as shit. But I also think that government's in a tough spot. No matter what they do and say, they're in trouble. If they try to open now, they're opening too soon and people are going to die because of them. If they don't open anytime soon and they kind of keep the path we're on, they're killing jobs. They're going to kill the economy. They're going to wreck their state, blah, blah, blah. There is no right answer. So everyone like losing their shit over every single thing is beyond me. Granted, I do think Florida deciding to open up is fucking stupid as shit. One, a shout out to that the Master Chief or whatnot who got in full dress and went in the ocean on one of his local beaches, demanding reopening, and then a couple hours later the town reopened. Yeah, good job, Doria. But it's
it's it. Yeah, that's a good question, though.
No, I know it's not all New York, David. I got family that lives up in like the Syracuse area, and they're doing just fine because they're in a place called Canastota. They're social distancing from the start. But like, yes, New York City, big fucking hot spot. The rest of like Buffalo, not so much.
But do you think Flash, the way they portrayed a lot of this and going back and forth, there's now individuals that were demanding that the government do something about it, and I'm talking about state, local, and federal. And then they went to they went into action. They did what they were doing, and then now everyone's got drama and they got beef about the fucking going out to the social distancing stuff. The businesses are now getting closed down, and now people just want to go out and do stuff. The haircut thing. Now the big kick is now we have to save all. That's like the state of Georgia now is saying that they're going to be opening up, and I'm just saying this is just rumors or something like that they're proposing that they open up the state for grooming, for hair grooming and salons and shit like that. So if you guys want to go get your nails done, do a mani pedi, or you can get a good fade and you can go down there and get get a haircut. Then I guess you got to go to Georgia. That's what they're talking about doing. But I just think that sometimes they're not. To me, it's kind of like I don't want to sound too tinfoily, but it almost. I don't know. I think everybody got it already. It's like The Walking Dead. Everyone's got the Walking Dead virus that when they die, they turn into zombies, right? Well, I think everybody already had it. Like, I think there had to have been a wave or something like that for this shit to come through, because there's been a couple times where people that I've known that have gotten sick, that have gotten the same symptoms, have had coughs forever, and myself included. That one time you were even chastising me for being on air, for my voice being all out and everything, and it just kind of weird. I think everybody kind of got it already.
Well, if you go back to when we had the N1H1, I think you're never going to get to the point where we eradicate the coronavirus. We're not going to eradicate COVID-19. And there's some states that are saying we're not going to open until there's a vaccine. That could be months away, and people can't live, especially if they're not going to pass some kind of lasting stimulus bill. They're not going to live off of that. Even Muchin came out and said, "Oh yeah, 1,200 will last people for 10 weeks." And what fucking in 1940s in Iowa?
Yeah, he's talking about having
what century are you in?
Yeah, he's talking about having everybody go $1,200 a month should be able to sustain you for whatever. I think everybody who says that should go ahead and sustain themselves with $1,200 and see if what they're doing to the people is the same thing.
When you're making when you're making a couple $100,000 a month, I'm sure you can live off of that. Anyway, the problem is we're not gonna fully eradicate. You're gonna have to hope that we can narrow it down enough where we can assume the risks of this. Now there's and you gotta remember there's 50 fucking states. Alabama has a stay-at-home order that it's supposed to expire at the end of the month. Alaska on the 21st, Arizona on the 30th. Arkansas doesn't have a stay-at-home. They're just like fucking going for broke. California's got a stay-at-home order that has no end date in sight. Colorado ends on the 26th. Connecticut on the May 20th. So you have states that are all in different. You have states that are all in different levels of where we're at. Of if where you're at in the curve. The curve is a real thing. I argued and then I ended up stop arguing because I realized they're dumb as shit. But the curve is a real thing. It's going to go up before it goes down. Eventually, it's going to hit peak and it's going to go down. Places like Virginia and Florida haven't hit that peak yet. They're still seeing big boom numbers. And eventually it'll go down. And I think once we get over that hump, you're going to see more businesses. They're going to be willing to open up with social distancing practices in order, like the no, but you're going to still be able to do business.
Right.
So I think you're going to see some changes, but it's tough. Like, there's 50 states. They all in 50 states with 50 different unique problems. Hell, District of Columbia's got to stay at home to stay till May 15th. Georgia is, like we said, is expecting to open up. Some key businesses. Let's see. including gyms, fitness centers, bowling alleys, body art studios, barbers, hair and nail salons, massage therapists, theaters, and restaurants can reopen on April 27th. Bars and nightclubs and music venues will remain closed. Hawaii, April 30th their things expected to expire. Virginia, their stay-at-home order goes into June 10th. A lot of Republicans in the state not happy about that because that's actually or June 11th, because June 10th is the Republican primary caucus thing going on. So you got 50 states and 50 different issues, and you got federal government that's just trying to get the whole country to not die and to not look bad about who dies, and then also try to keep the economy from just fucking dying in itself. Everyone needs to just take a couple of puffs and just sit back and relax.
What did you say? Did you say take some puffs? Hang on. I'm sorry. Sorry, I told you I was going to be dropping 420 jokes throughout the show. Sorry. My bad.
So, no matter what you do, so it's tough. And so, and we since we talked about the stimulus bill, there's a couple things going on right now. There's a Fox News article that says that they're actually close to doing a stimulus bill 3.5. It's right now there's an agreement for a $470 billion phase 3.5 stimulus package. Now, negotiators for both the House, the Senate, and the White House are getting really close. They thought they were going to announce it today. The response will include $310 billion for the Paycheck Protection Program, which offered grants to small businesses that making payroll. But the last $350 billion was depleted last Thursday. There's a separate provision worth $60 billion, including $50 billion in loans and $10 billion in grants that would be allocated to economic disaster loans. House Democrats were on the caucus-wide conference call late Monday discussing the next steps. Progressives have seen some reservations with some of the provisions in the current bill and the framework. Here's the thing you'll like. The stimulus proposal currently under consideration would not include money for state and local governments, nor the Kennedy Center, said one source. Fuck yeah, fuck the Kennedy Center. Never going back there again.
Whatever. And then it has to do with the Kennedy Center I'm going to watch. Some of the changes did change to the DOD. They had just issued some new guidance, and most of it was the move, the CONUS and CONUS stop move to 30 June. So now there will be no PCSing. They've messed around with that, and then decided to stop PCS. And there's no such thing as a stop loss, but stop moves and everything for PCSs now have been moved to 30 June, and then except for retirees and for separations, and requires an exemption or waiver to be referenced to the PCS orders as well. Calls priority for the soldiers with school-aged children to either stay in place or considered for a waiver to move. And then what it leaves in place is that it exemptions recruiting, accessions, activities, and medical treatment and GFM activities, soldiers in transits as well, and retirements and separations. Yeah. And then waivers, mission essential humanitarian hardship. And then the military service secretaries with the ability to delegate the first GO or SES. So right now we have the Vice Chief of Staff of the Army as the waiver authority. So that's the newest on the DOD side of the house.
And don't forget, if you're worried about how much carryover leave you've got, there's a stop on use or lose leave. You don't have to worry about that going away.
Right, exactly.
You can't actually use it,
exactly.
Which is good. I'm glad the DOD thought, hey, let's not screw people out of their hard-earned time if they can't actually take the time off.
Go ahead.
No, it's. So one person brought up in the chats, they're talking about the next stimulus bill. So that was 3.5. That's mainly to get, to put money back into the Payroll Protection Act and stuff like that. But there's another proposed phase 4 that would, provide more of a lifeline to taxpayers and small businesses. Now, here are some of the proposals. Proposal number 1 is a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. Representatives from California and Ohio introduced an emergency money for the People Act This act, if passed, would provide additional cash payments to Americans who have been impacted. And here's the nuts and bolts of it. It would provide a $2,000 monthly payment to every qualifying American over the age of 16 for up to 12 months. Meaning, if this lasts for some reason for 12 months, you're getting $2,000 a month. This also means high schoolers, not just emancipated, certain high schoolers and stuff would get the money as well. And it is, again, it is not taxed. It is tax-free, and it is not a credit that you will have to pay in your federal taxes later. This is just like this last one. It is a stimulus. Granted, our taxpayers our tax money will pay for it. I got that. But essentially, because we're sheeple and we don't really care what our money goes to, we just pay what they tell us to pay. You're getting $2,000 a month. So that's the proposal number one. It also would include individuals who were left out of the original CARES Act, such as some high schoolers, college students, and adults with disabilities who are ineligible to receive the stimulus check before because they were claimed as dependent on another's tax return. The monthly stimulus payments would also be easier to receive. Not everyone has a bank or home address. To address this, the Emergency Money for All People Act calls for individuals to get this money through direct deposit checks, prepaid debit cards, or mobile money platforms such as Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. Never used Zelle before.
Zelle is a new interbank transfer system that you use for high-end accounts and stuff like that, like for if you have stocks or bonds. Bank of America uses that. I use that to diversify my bonds with Wu-Tang Investments. So. And Bank of America, but it's like a money transfer item that you can do through your phone with a phone number.
They've also adjusted how much who can get.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
So it used to be individuals you could make less than you had to make less than 90. Now you have to make less than 130,000. Couples earning less than 260,000 would receive at least 4,000 per month. And they still have the $500 per child. So if you are a married couple and with 2 kids, you're looking at $5,000 a month right there for as long as this thing lasts. Now the second proposal is one I care a little bit more about, but I also still have a job, so but I'm not discounting proposal number 1. Well, proposal number 2: cancel rent and mortgage payments through the coronavirus emergency. This is coming from Representative Omar from Minnesota. Introduced the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act. This act, if approved, would call for the nationwide cancellation of rents and home mortgage payments through the duration of the coronavirus up to 1 year. The bill would include full rent payment forgiveness for all primary residents, full mortgage payment forgiveness for primary resident, no accumulation of debt to renters or homeowners, no negative impact on the credit rating or rental history. It would establish a relief fund for landlords and mortgage holders. It would also create optional fund to finance purchase of private rental properties to increase the availability of affordable housing. But you can't. There's no double dipping allowed. The bill would also allow taxpayers to receive coverage for their primary resident. It would not cover a second home, vacation home, or other non-primary residence spots. So, if you got that condo in Cabo, it sucks to be you. Or, that weird place in like Florida or something like that. Which, hey, Florida's open to beaches. Fucking crazy people down there. I don't know.
Dude,
I really wouldn't go down to Florida if I were you.
What's up with that shit, man?
You know what? Florida's always, they can't vote right. They can't. If Corona's gonna be anywhere, it's not gonna be in Florida because everyone's on bath salts and shit, and they got tigers and shit everywhere. It's just, hello, you cool cats and kittens. This is Carol Baskins.
Oh my
fuck
God.
you guys. Why the fuck are you in Florida in the first fucking place?
Why did you?
Disney's wants to move out because Florida's too fucked up.
Why did you?
Disney's not leaving anytime soon. They got.
Why did you ruin the show with that tiger crap, man?
Because unlike you, I love Tiger King.
Oh my! You like that show? Oh man!
Amazing about me and my family that I've made all the right choices in life.
Oh.
That and I've also made all the wrong choices in life because of my $2,000 stimulus check. I'm buying a fucking tiger.
You're right.
I'm not buying a fucking tiger. I know Peter's probably gonna be like, Flash, aka Jose, and I said they're gonna buy tigers. And
when you go back out on assignment there, Jose? No, but you're right. There are already some extensions already done, and there are already some banks already willing to work. I guess USAA did something that was kind of like not was kind of like not good, but then again,
So
me
USA
and
came out
Spanky
and said-
talked about this too.
Yeah, USA came out and apparently was taking with people who had debts with USA, was taking the stimulus money as it was coming in and applying it to those debts. So like they, over credit cards or whatever kind. The article I read didn't really have specific what kind of debts, but people were, service members who were with USA were losing out on their money because it was being, granted, it is being applied to something that, should be applied to, I guess. But still, you should have that opportunity. Your bank should not tell you what your money should and should not go to. They quickly turned around and said, sorry, we're not going to touch we're not going to meddle anyone's money again. But they also came out and said, hey, look, we know our drivers haven't been driving, so we're going to refund you 20% of your overall money and reapply it to your monthly bill.
Has it kicked in yet? They haven't done that yet, right? I mean, I haven't.
No, I haven't seen. I've been looking for it because my bill's like getting close to due, near the end of probably I think it's like next week. So it hasn't hit yet, but I'm waiting on it because I don't want to overpay when I don't have to. So I mean, there's some, even my bank that I have my mortgage through has offered like payment forbearance because of COVID.
No, but see, is it? I mean, we got back. Me and Spanky, and Spanky brought up a good point. She's actually correct in this too. On this point, is that a lot of banks do that already. And a lot of banks, if you already owe debt to it, then they take it already. So when you have what they should, also they should do. I hope anybody who's paying child support, and you owe back child support, I hope you don't get a fucking dime. If you have, and of course, before everyone jumps on dog piles on my shit about what about hang on. There are some individuals that I know that pay child support. I'm part of the child support pay club as much. I pay child support. If there's been any issues with not paying child support or pay, I've always made sure that I spoke to everybody involved. Or I will say this: let's get some man fucking advice here. If you owe child support and you get the stimulus and none of that money is going to your kids, I don't give a crap what beef you have with your old lady or your old man, your ex-husband or your ex-wife. That's on you. Now, because there are, and it was brought to my attention, there are certain circumstances where a man would get some child support, or vice versa with a woman getting child support. Just sack up, pay the fucking child support if you owe it. That would be the perfect time right now for that stimulus cash to go to those kids.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there because you don't have to worry about that. Because the IRS automatically gets the thing. So, the people that owe child support actually don't even, if they file federal tax returns, they don't get that money back. It's applied to that payment as well. So if you were getting a stimulus
yes,
check,
I was just getting to that.
I guarantee you probably would receive a letter from the IRS stating that your money's been applied, however much has been applied to
now.
Your
they're also talking about
support. So think of it, the government just hooked you up.
Yep, the government just paid. The government. I was just going to get to that. You stole the punchline. God damn it! Hang on, Flash. What are you doing? Here, take another hit. Hang on. There you go. Take another hit. There he goes. Anyways. Sorry.
Rum chaser.
But no, you're right. The IRS, they should immediately get that cash, that stimulus cash. If your Social Security number comes up and they see that you got a stimulus cash coming, it should go immediately to the person that you owe back child support to. Straight up, you shouldn't get. As a matter of fact, the person who you owe child support to and yourself should both get letters saying, like, A, you dumbass that didn't pay child support, your money just went to the person that you owe child support to. And then the person who is supposed to be getting child support should be getting a letter saying, hey, since your dumbass didn't pay child support, guess what? Here you go. Here's the child support. Here's whatever amount for how many kids and all this other shit. Matter of fact, let's just round it up to $5,000 or something like that, because it is like done by dependence and status of tax filing too. So fuck it. So I mean, I'm sorry that I kind of stepped on that one too for you, but that right there, I've already seen some groups and some chats and stuff, and I'm thinking guys are. I didn't get no job because I owe child support. Well, okay, good. And then fucking A. Then how much do you owe? I only owe, they got this. I'm thinking, dude, what are you talking about? I pay child support all the fucking time, and I don't see what the issue is. If anything else, not only a legality issue to it, but it's more like a man issue too. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a.
Yeah, you should be happy.
Yeah.
You should be happy the government no matter gave you a free $1,200 and put it towards something that gets you put in jail if you owe it.
Right,
depending on your old lady and how crappy the state is.
Right. Well, some states are pretty fucking crappy when it comes to child support, anyway. So, but at any rate,
some will come get you if you owe 100. Some will be like, "Well, you owe $10,000. So, is there any way you can start making some payments?" Oh no, okay, well, no problem. So it really depends. So honestly, if you're complaining about it, one, it's your fault for getting in that position in the first place. But two, think of it as a free. That's one less thing you have to worry about. So if this next check comes in, guess what? Hopefully, it'll come to you.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Well, I mean,
depends how much you owe.
Well, me being that I've been and I've had fiduciary responsibility of my children's, and I'm able to I'm able to pay child support and able to maintain a healthy lifestyle for my children's that I pay child support to. I don't have that issue. So I got my stimuli monies and stuff like I got that cash. My Trump bucks came in. So yeah. So it's just like it's my point that if you owe child support, that I'm gonna beat this dead horse. I'm gonna beat this on. Hang on. I'm gonna do it one more time. There you go. I'm gonna beat this horse again. If you owe child support, if you owe child support and you didn't get no stimulus money, and I see you in the chats or I seen you fucking complaining about you having to pay that back and you didn't get no stimulus money, I'm gonna come after you. I'm gonna go after you. I'm gonna break balls on you and just talk shit. If you owe it, you owe it.
You gotta take care of it.
Yeah, you gotta take care of it, man.
Phil doesn't like me. It hates me a little bit more because I think of my Carol Baskins impression.
Yeah, dude, you dropped that fucking you dropped the tiger whatever. Yeah, again, like I said, men pay your child support. Cry now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. It sucks. I know if you like really, really, really need it and you weren't going to be able to make those child support payments anyways because you're out of a job, fault of your own. I feel for you. I know it kind of hurts that money goes to that instead of your living, but it's kind of like just if you can get through this, you're going to be happy that it paid that off. I have a couple people in my family that are not doing their due diligence of paying all their child support. Luckily, it's only been like maybe $1,000 or something like that. And they're like, yeah, they just took half of it. I'm sure.
Well, shit. I said, well, there you go. It got paid for, and you still got some money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure. Exactly. I'm pretty sure. Again, a lot of individuals don't. They think it's a pride issue. People who use their kids, parents, individuals that use kids as weapons back and forth when it comes to that stuff, to kind of like hold them hostage for not letting them see or not wanting whatever, or saying that you look. I don't give a crap what drama or beef you had with your ex. It's not about them anymore. It's about the kids. So if you have a responsibility to pay that child support to them kids, then pay them. This is actually I don't even know what you shouldn't even talk about that stuff. It's like it's one of your responsibilities as a man. It's one thing about fucking life and love and shit like that.
Or a woman.
Yeah, or a woman, yeah. It's just one of those things that happen.
We're equal opportunity haters here.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Oh no, so there's
people.
Yeah, there's some circumstances where women have paid child support, which again, you don't as a man, don't be a dick. You let them fucking see let her see the kid. Don't have any drama about it. It's not about the drama, man. Don't give even those negative waves, man.
Don't be a llama drama.
Right. So, anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off on that one, except for Joe Biden saying that Joe Biden and his freaking gateway drug stuff.
Fucking Joe Biden.
Well, hey, so you want to take a break right quick so we can go to the top of the hour, or did you had another subject you said you want to talk about right quick?
Honestly, it was good. Let's take a break now.
Okay.
And then I can just hit everything fresh because we're going to be talking veteran affairs and how
stupid
they are.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, now's the time to buy oil. I'll tell you more after the break.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Everyone go repack their bowls. Go ahead and refresh your drinks. Go take a...
Way ahead of you.
And we'll be right back. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
so bad? Is this where you draw the line? 'Cause it's so sad. Tell me where you lost your faith. Is it so bad? Couldn't see it in your face. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come down. Come back down. Why you keep it in your head? Is it so bad? Never heard a word you saying, and it's so sad. Tell me when you lost your way, 'cause it's so bad. Won't see you when I pray, and it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Is it what you want? Is it what you need now? Is it what you breathe? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you feel? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you wanted? I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Hello, hello, you. Will you come back down to me? Hello, hello, you. Will you come back down? Hello, hello, you. Won't you come back down to me? Hello, hello, you.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence on this 4/20/2020. I just want to say that again. Ice and Flash here with the Monday edition, talking about all the stuff that we're doing today on this awesome Monday. You know, life happens, just finds a way. So, what we got? You said you had some VA, some more COVID stuff or something like that. What was going on? Well, I'm sorry,
Well,
I didn't catch
first I
that.
want to say buy. If you're going to
buy,
buy
yeah,
oil stocks, now would be the time. Holy snap, crackle, and pop! For the first time in U.S. history, people are paying you to buy their oil. Seriously, yes. was it? I think you said that a price for a barrel of oil has gone down to like negative
$37,
$36
or something like that. Yeah, it's actually these are now it's now going into station money.
I'm sorry. Here's the U.S. prices plunged, falling below down to negative $37.63 a barrel.
There we
That's
go.
the lowest ever since the oil opened up. Since the stock markets opened up, oil futures trading in 1983. Holy crap! Like we were talking a little bit before the show. I just want to know, what does gas prices look like with oil in the negative? Like, people are like coming up to the street like, dude, I'll give you $40 if you take this oil off my hands. Like, what do you do? Like, I'm always wondering, like, because I living in Texas, I do know some oil men down there, some land folks around there, in several different jobs, which is pretty cool stuff when you actually get down to it.
Right.
But I've always wondered what happens. Well, guess what? The sell-off can be attributed to part of the market mechanics. The May futures contract for West Texas Intermediate, the U.S. benchmark, is about to expire. Most investors are already focusing on the June contract, thinning out trading volume and feeding volatility. June future contract with the WTI trading is around $22 per barrel, but that's still sharply lower on the day. Brent crude futures and the global benchmark fell 8% Monday to $25.81 per barrel. The extreme pressure of the contract is definitely weighing in there. Saudi Arabia and Russia and other producers tried to prop up prices with a deal last week to slash production, but 9.7 million barrels per day in May and June, the deepest cut ever negotiated. But that isn't expected to soak up the supply glut caused by evaporating demand for energy. Yes, you staying at home is actually having a kind of a big deal when it comes to more than just, not spending money at the movie theater, at the Starbucks, or the storage facilities are still at risk of overflowing, raising the chance that some oil producers in the United States and Canada could start paying customers to take crude off their hands, according to a source that I can't name. Stavino sounds Canadian.
What?
Stanovo. There we go. Investors that are particularly worried about the shortage reaching capacity is Cushing, Oklahoma, the main U.S. hub. Rystad Energy, a consultancy, forecasts the U.S. commercial crude stocks will hit an all-time high by the end of April and will continue to rise into May. Holy crap. This is the most disappointing earnings season since 1998, following the major American banks. Coca-Cola, Netflix, Delta, IBM, and Intel are among the biggest U.S. companies to schedule to report earnings this week. First, it's pretty crazy. But first up, IBM, which is on deck Monday after the U.S. market closed. Fewer than 10% of the S&P 500 companies have reported results for January to March period. To date so far, they've generally disappointed relative to tepid expectations because, well, everyone's at fucking home and no one's buying anything. The investment bank, there's an investment bank that calculates 43% of companies have missed Wall Street predictions, on pace for the highest rate since at least 1998. Now, since we're still talking about stock market stuff, the U.S. stock markets have risen 3 of the past 4 weeks. U.S. futures are off on Monday as global stocks struggle to find direction, and oil is crashing. But taking a step back, the stock markets actually appear to be in recovery mode. So yay! The S&P 500 has jumped 3 points in the jumped 3 of the past 4 weeks after nosediving into the fastest bear market in history. The broader picture, of course, is pretty complicated. The confusing thing is that markets at the moment it's a clusterfuck. Between the possibility that you're in one of the worst synchronized global economic slumps in history against what's pretty undoubtedly the largest ever intervention. How the Deutsche Bank noted last year the top central banks have expanded their balance sheets by $2.7 trillion, 2/3 of what have come from the U.S. Federal Reserve by negotiating economic data could continue to cause some problems as well. But hey, guess what? Coming up next is the reports of they're expecting Ally Financial, M&T Bank, and Truist reporting earnings before the U.S. market open. IBM followed after their close. So it's pretty crazy time right now if you got stock markets. Hell, I know somebody, their grandfather took out $25,000 out of their savings and immediately invested into stocks. This was like right when the COVID really hit the United States. So I'm not surprised there, but it's kind of, I remember growing up and gas was $1.99, and I thought that was cool because I had a little shitty Saturn. And it was awesome because it like $20 fills up the tank. Now I can't imagine, after living in California when gas was about $5 a gallon, I can't imagine what a world in the U.S. is going to look like with gas at like, I don't know. We had one listener who was on Twitter saying that they were paid like 90 cents per gallon. I can't imagine what they're going to pay now, let alone other places.
Well,
like
I mean, I think
I-95 or something.
Well,
on
there where they go for those mission essential people that went to work. How come my fucking highways aren't finished? How come all those potholes aren't filled? How come how come those fiber optic cables aren't dug? Isn't that why you were mission essential, right? I mean, the doctors and the nurses and the Leos and EMS, I got those are mission essential, but them other churns, if the amount and its cost, it's obviously that it's supply and demand. It's not.
Finally, the demand is low enough.
Yeah,
the supply is sucking.
It's well, not to mention the fact again. I'll go back to that. It just pisses me off when I see fucking farmers. There's a farmer out in Idaho that dumped his potato crop in the middle of a fucking open area and told everybody, hey, if you want to come by and get some potatoes and get something to eat, come get it. I'm not going to dump it, and I don't want the food to go to waste.
Bless their heart. Well, because some places have been dumping like
milk,
thousands of gallons of milk.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dude, why are you guys doing that? You're talking about we're going to stick it to, and this is what's happening. This is impacting me. Why don't you get all that milk, package it up as if you were going to do it, send it to some freaking old folks homes, fucking old veteran homes and stuff like that, to the needy, and then have there would be an opportunity for you to shine in this aspect, and then you'll be good to go. But instead, all you're doing is
Could you take that as a tax write-off?
I was about to say, maybe seeing about getting some sort of Yeah, you probably could.
I like to think
the subsidies
I think it'd be harder for milk because usually they're not the same people that pasteurize the milk and then package it. They just kind of supply it, and then the distribution company kind of whoever distributes it kind of does the whole thing. But I think if you're doing anything but maybe milk, like you're doing vegetables and stuff like that, that's got to be some kind. Damn, where are you at? $1.09. Where are you at, Heath? I want to know your exact location because I want to go there. But you got to think that if I'm dropping like hundreds and hundreds of pounds of potatoes, you got to be able to take that as a tax write-off, as a loss, right? Or as a donation at least. So I like to I just don't think that I think that's happening. I just don't think the media is really, it's not an essential thing. There's only so much space on your digital platforms enough to tell a story. And
dude, they're not telling stories
like that.
They're not telling stories. We have seen the fall of media to the point to where the decorum of what journalism is supposed to be on both sides has just gone to shit.
And it's not task and purpose, it's shit.
Hey, task and purpose, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Love you guys.
And then but the thing is that they have had, if you look at their narratives on both sides, it's everything. They're just like, oh, the media this, the media that, media this, and they're the media saying this. They're saying fuck Trump, fuck this, fuck that, but then months back they were saying he was good to go and this is a good idea. And then back and forth, and then they're like, why is he calling people names? Well, you're calling him names. Oh, you shouldn't be calling him names. Well, then stop calling him names. You know what I mean? It's to the point to where now the media, I just look at, I would rather have read an editorial from somebody if I see somebody who, I don't know, has a wall full of doctorates and degrees and stuff like that I can rely on. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty prestigious school. No agenda here, at least I hope. And then I start reading. As soon as I see Trump, this administration, compared to what the last, I stop reading, because then it immediately starts to become a fucking attack on how things are and people are. Because right now, isn't there people like now using this as an excuse to do the I don't know, fucking, I don't give them an excuse to fucking just like, I don't know, it's like almost like yeah, exactly, Bailey. See, it's almost like I'm poisoning the geriatrics. They're freaking them out. They're gonna. I want an argument with a boomer in DMs, and I can't WTF policy requires that we're not authorized to release our DMs and then our message. You have an anonymity. Can you say that 5 times fast? An anonymity clause that we cannot release DM. We can show the DMs of interacting with media and fucking randos and laugh at it, but we don't release it out to people and stuff like that. Unless they're text messages from chains of command that are making you try and cut your hair. That'll be on Sarge's time because we got a load of those. Got all upset because fucking he was just going off on me saying that I don't support this country just because I said Sean Hannity was calling everybody a jackass and calling everybody this.
Sean Hannity, fuck that guy.
Well, no. What I'm saying though, but what I'm saying though is that he's the one that's talking about going off on the media, calling him names. But in other words, if you want to sit there and have some type of honor and don't be a hypocrite and fucking just jumping in on what they're doing. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to call. I remember sometimes where media back in the day you talk to somebody and there'd be some editorial done, but then they wouldn't say, well, he's just a jackass and he's just this and he's pissing me off and this, and then you go over to fucking MSNBC and fucking CNN. And they're literally crying. They literally are forcing their fucking people that they have on as guests. You will say you hate Trump. You will say, and I'm thinking, God, shut off.
Well,
I'm clicking it off.
MSNBC. I mean, come on. Are we really surprised?
No, everyone. You have all the randos. It's almost like the same people who like to share fucking articles that are 2-3 years old. When fucking somebody dies, and I'll admit it. I'll say it right now. There was a post that we posted on our radio page. The way we do it is that we grab articles from around the media that we talk to, and our job, what Flash does, is he ensures that our staff, when we click on it, we're looking at an article, we usually get a question. Hey, Ken, did you ask that guy, is that legit or what? We kind of like vet them. We kind of like make sure that they're legit, and then that's how it gets on the page to make sure that they're good to go. If we kind of like see it as suspect, then we don't post it. So we posted, and we'll own it. We posted something to the that happened, I don't know, 2 years ago, and I got like 1,000 DMs. This is a couple hours old. Do you realize this is old? This is 2 hours old. And then on my other accounts, Ken, you realize that this is old. This is a 2-year-old article about an Indian chief that died. And rah rah rah. Yeah, got it. Yeah, okay, got it. Thanks. I got it. Yeah, but we can post old shit too, right? I mean, we can say in commemoration or thank you for the adjustments. We'll own up to it. But we do that. You do that. I've done that. The main page has done that. But I haven't seen Sean Hannity. I haven't seen freaking what's his name? Don Lemon on fucking CNN. I haven't seen him say I'm sorry. I haven't seen him doing a retraction. I've not seen any of those fucking chodes do that crap. Now I'm calling them chodes. So now I'm a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Because it's just the way it is. These guys are just being. I'm not in any. I don't know. Are we media? Am I media? Are you media?
We're commentators.
We're commentator. Yeah, exactly. So, we just like to shoot the shit.
We don't create anything. We discuss people and their stupidity.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of stupidity.
Exactly. Tons of there's a lot of stupidity out there, and stupidity comes in all ranges and all sizes.
All shapes and sizes.
All shapes and sizes. But yeah, it's one of those things to where it's getting to the point where I cannot wait for the election time, because election time is going to be hilarious. Because remember we did that show and we had people. We're going to do it. We're going to dedicate a 6 hour. It's going to 6 hours. I have a feeling it's going to go longer. But we're going to dedicate a show during the election, during the primaries, during the fucking debates. We're gonna have a show. That's all prime, and you guys and gals will be able to come on, shoot the breeze.
You meant to say all you cool cats and kittens.
Oh no, dude! What you hear? Here, you need.
Fucking love that show.
There,
Nothing
stop
makes
it. There
me
you
feel
go.
more awesome
there you go.
about myself than
Take a
watching
hit.
that show.
Take a hit. There you go. Stop. Oh man.
Man, fake smoking's got me coughing.
Fake smoking's got what to say.
You got the power of that 420. Right
you got the COVIDs.
COVID.
You got the COVID-ism?
No, my wife woke up with a cough the other day, and I just looked at her, and she's like, I don't have it. I said, how do you know? She goes, because we haven't left the house in like 2 weeks. I'm like, fair point. Fucking haven't left the house. It's been so great. I realized how much I actually love my children, and because I haven't buried them yet.
Bro, I'm telling you what.
My son's getting very close.
Yeah, there's been some moments where I'm just like, God, you little shits. There's been some great, like today, I got kind of like, oh, and little guy, Monday I have routines. I mean, I'm still, I've been in for a while, and I still have my little routines and stuff like that I've built in. And every Monday, because of the show, I have to do show prep, so we go out and get some cheeky nuggies, and he doesn't think that we're gonna go out and do that stuff, so just drive-throughs right there. It's fucking good. Honestly, too, that's like the best part about all this fucking social distancing with the drive-thrus and all that. I have not had anyone forget my barbecue sauce. So the kids been happy.
I don't know. They're just happy to get that money.
They're just, yeah, exactly. They're like happy to go to work. And I'm thinking, so I drive through, and I get a freaking, I get a French fry out and give it to the little guy so he can do the taste test. And the next thing you know, freaking, yeah, he's on, looks at me, and he's just like, "You're awesome, Dad." I'm like, I was like blushing, sounding like, "Oh, that's so cool. Shut up. I'm not. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy." And then he commenced to smearing fry grease all over the back of my truck. So,
like all great kids,
you're like, "Oh, I love you too, kid." But anyways.
So the Navy has changed their profile picture on Facebook.
Oh my God! Yes, I saw that, dude. That was freaking hilarious.
Holy crap.
The Navy.
I don't know.
The Navy has been
bless their hearts.
The Navy has been getting a lot of crap about their past. I don't know. Their actual. They've had some pretty good. They've had a Christmas theme. They had they had different themes for their logo, which is an eagle that is sitting on an anchor. Well, that shot right there, of course, you know what's happened with the relief of Captain Brett Crozier in the USS Theodore Roosevelt. He had relieved and for messages. That's like a Sergeant's Time episode. That's a whole other story. But at any rate, so they've been getting a little bit of crap about it. Well, they posted a new graphic of their logo, which is again an eagle resting on an ankle. An ankle? Did I just say an ankle?
Yes, on his ankle.
he's got an eagle. Hang on. He's got an eagle standing on an anchor. Oh man, what were we talking about?
So one thing I do want to talk about.
It's okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Your fucking anchor.
Go ahead.
How much of an impact not being in the world has actually done to our Earth? There's a video that just popped up on ABC that shows a big-ass jellyfish just rolling through the canals in Italy because there's no one on the canals in Italy. One reason is because they had a lot of casualties and there's really just not a lot more people in Italy. But it's because everyone's had to stay at home and quarantine orders. Life is it's like Jeff Goat, life will find a way. And it has. It is crazy how much of an impact we have on our Earth on a daily basis. And no, I'm not going to go all, green culture club on you, but I am going to mention this. We've seen these phenomena like because the water is so clear in these canals, you can actually see a big ass jellyfish just rolling through like nothing happened. We have more sea turtles than ever before that have returned back to the oceans and they're doing their things. Less garbage is going in places. The waters are doing great. The beaches are looking phenomenal. And we're going to go fuck it up in a couple weeks, especially in fucking Florida. But it's crazy across the world how much of an impact us being at home for a month has really had on the entire planet ecosystem. It's crazy. I'm not saying, we should all, I think it gives us a good view, it gives us a good perspective, like exactly what we do. Maybe you don't need to do that, 3-hour car ride just for shits and giggles.
That's a good. I don't want to say. Was that little chick freaking Greta Thornburg? Yeah, she You want to say she's right? I mean, are you saying she's?
I won't say she's right because she's blaming the wrong things, and we've not stolen her future because Lord, she's cross-eyed and she can't even see her future. I'm saying as though it's not. I guess it would be more of it's not what it's not. It's what it's how she's saying it instead of the world's not going to end in 2 years, but. Yeah. People don't People don't see what affects them until in their face affects them. Just like we're talking COVID, people are saying that beating a dead horse is just too much COVID stuff. But if you or somebody was had COVID or was suffering or you're in in a hot spot, I think you'd see things differently. I think this is an opportunity for us to see things differently. I'm not saying that we need to everything that runs on gas needs to die this second.
Now, hang on.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, hang on.
For hope.
Yeah, here we go.
How dare you?
You go. How dare you? That's right, Cos. I was already ahead of you, brother. Oh, how
shouldn't she be in school?
How dare you?
Now she's definitely gonna be behind because I think they cancel school up that way too. So. She'll be 2 years behind. Well, guess what? You ain't doing shit from the GED line. I'll tell you what. So while her and her handlers, have come off of this doomsday thing, I think honestly, everyone should take a little perspective. Even in your local area, weirdly enough, I've seen more birds in my local area. I've seen more green. I've seen lots of I've even got a chance to go when I'm going to my local shopping area to get food. I go across this river. The river even looks a little bit nicer because usually people would be like swimming and fat people would be like floating and all their fat and oil would get into the water and people fishing, stuff like that. And it looks nice, and it's because we have taken a step back. And I'm not saying people just abandon doing those things and just live in your houses and live in your little caves for the rest of your life. But I do think that it is a chance to take a little perspective. And because maybe my wife was like, is this the earth just telling us to fucking, they grounded us? I was like, a little. Maybe this is the earth just like the earth will find, nature will find a way. Life will find a way. Well, maybe it is. And, maybe it's for us to go, maybe I don't need to go on that, get in my diesel truck and drive for hours for shits and giggles. Maybe I don't need to do stuff like that. So I'm definitely not advocating for the Green New Deal and for Thornburg or whatever crazy ass name. I am just saying though it gives me like, oh wow, perspective, and I am all about perspective because it's a big fucking deal. But it does make me want to go hunting more because apparently the deer in places like Georgia are just losing their damn mind.
Well, no, not like that.
I must kill them.
No, dude, they're literally there's animals and stuff. Well, I'll hear the boy when he's supposed to be going to sleep, laughing at the squirrels and the flora and fauna and cats and stray dogs and coyotes and all that. Just you ever see those Disney cartoons or Disney movies where there's a little kid that has all the animals surrounded him and they're all like want to sing songs with him and shit and that's what he's got going on right now in front of his bedroom window. I've seen.
If he starts going,
no, he's not doing that.
Boy,
but
do it with some bass.
No, he doesn't do that. It's just really cute because he's like, oh, meow, and he's talking to the cats that come by and all that stuff. But aside from the occasional shooting that's going on, but anyways, no, I've seen it going out to go get groceries or something like that. You'll see animals. You see a lot of freaking.
I've seen a lot
more
wildlife going around. Hell, it's been a lot easier to take my kids on walks up and down our street because we don't have to worry about as many cars being on the road. It's actually kind of crazy.
Right. Well, I mean, let's put.
I'm expecting a lot more teleworking in my future.
Well, I was about to say,
I'm almost going to demand it after I can do my, for the most part, do my entire job remotely. I don't understand why people need to spend so much money because there's a lot of people. If you're working right now, teleworking, you need to be negotiating with your employer after this. Be like, hey, look, maybe I don't need to drive all the way up to DC or all the way down to Richmond or all the way down to Jacksonville or all the way here every day of the week when I can do some of my job without being there or majority of my job without being there. I think because we talked about this, I think it was 2 weeks back, that this will change how we do everything. I think it's going to change how we see our impact on the world. I think it's going to a lot of people are going to see how potentially and doomsday preppers is on Netflix and my wife and I watched it. And the first one we saw was somebody worried about a food shortage, and I looked at her and said, "That's why we're starting that garden out back." Even though I think the frost, the weird frost in our area just kind of killed some of my seedlings, but still, you're seeing people who are investing more into like, hey, I'm going to grow a garden of my own because what happens if I don't have it?
Right.
You're going to see a lot more people who are trying to be a little more self-sustaining. I'm going to see a lot more people who are going to negotiate to work more from home because they don't need to be in a car. And I think you're going to see people who are going to be a little more mindful.
I was about to say, do you think a lot of it, though, has opened? I mean, we will talk about this on Sergeant's Time because we have a ton of more screenshots to show you guys and gals. But do you think it's lent more to businesses realizing that they don't need a lot of overhead for their business? I mean, because I'll be honest with you, WTF Nation Radio has kind of like broke the ground. We've been like the kings of teleworking. Everybody does their own broadcast from their own nodes at their house or wherever they're at, and it's kind of like thinking that do we need to go brick and mortar? Because at this point, in the future, for future WTF Nation Radio stuff, we don't need to go brick and mortar if we're able to do this. Because now everyone's going to think about that. Now everyone's like thinking, it's almost like when you're going to buy a house, because I am looking to purchase some real estate and I want to make sure it's not in a flood zone. And so that's the same thing. Is this business going to survive if I don't have if we got some COVID crap going on? You know what I mean? If World War Z happens again, the plague happens. What are you going to do? What's the next? What are you going to look at it? Employers are the same way, because now employers are going to say, you know what? You probably weren't that important enough to be here in the begin with. Now the Army, they totally messed it up. They've micromanaged it so bad. I never thought the Army could mess something up like this when it came to this type of communications. And a lot of it's from the junior grades, mid grades. It's never, from CSM down. But everything up from colonels to there's a couple colonels. Never mind. I saw some stuff in the inbox today. It's going to get posted. But it's like the senior leadership gets it.
Here's a quick, not pre Sergeant's Time question. Do you see that they're going to start doing more remote PME classes?
Yes. Well, you got to remember that the reason why we met,
like stuff like maybe like BLC or something like that, where it's not so like MOS specific.
Long time ago, when I went to battle staff, and they just switched it to a phase 1 and a phase 2. And the reason why is because the phase 1 and the phase 2, some of the things they said that you needed to have requirements specifically for the next. It's almost like a core, and then you have other tasks. So it was originally a 6-week course, and so what they did was they cut it down by 2 weeks, made that 2-week period, but they would open it up 4 weeks out. So by work schedule, 4 weeks out, it gave you 2 weeks before you reported to the course, the online portion, and then you reported to the resident course, and then you did whatever you did for battle staff. So when I attended battle staff and I was in El Paso, I had to walk in with the freaking certificate that said I had completed. There was no we're gonna go concreter. You had to bring the certificate, and then you did height and weight, and then you did whatever, and then the following day they're like, okay, we got a PT test on freaking Wednesday, blah blah blah. Make sure you sign for your books, and then that was it. So it was already part of the Army process to begin with back in the day, and this is like 2004. That the Army was already doing it, but they didn't put enough. There was not enough drama to it. It was you signed in this freaking thing like Blackboard when you're going to freaking like you're going to a university. You did your Blackboard stuff, you did your tasks, and you did it. You had somebody fucking grade it, check it off, and you're good to go. And then that was done, and you had interactive feedback with your instructor, and that was it. It was real quick. It was whatever, and then everyone was good to go. Now they've made it to where I think there was a video that we had posted up of a bunch of freaking different monitors, and somebody now it seems like the Army has an excuse to give all this extra crap to you because they know you're going to be at the house. So now that fucking Flash, Ice and Flash, they're home, so we can make them do all this crap now. To matter of fact, we don't even let them meet. Matter of fact, we're going to make them get in uniform. That's what blows me up. We're going to make them get in uniform and make them do a VTC with us, and make them download specific apps that we don't care about. Again, that's going to be a Sergeant's Time rant because we got some beautiful fucking screenshots for the next episode, and the judge too's got some more drama heated up. But yeah, the Army did do that. The Army back in the day did have that, and sometimes you would just mail it in to do that, to do the non-resident if you were deployed. So you had no choice to do it. So everyone's talking about this is brand new and innovative. No, it's always been there. You just didn't think about it.
I mean,
already.
I've known of, like, I had a PAO captain who was selected for, was trying to get non-resident ILE, and then he got selected for resident, which he wasn't like too heartbroken about. So, but I mean, like, they've already done it. I don't understand why we haven't done things like BLC and and stuff like that.
It used to be
remotely when you don't have to, especially if you're National Guard or Reserve.
Right. Right.
It's a little more difficult. But I do see that maybe the Army's going to see maybe it doesn't cost so much, especially for active duty. If you're already on Fort Hood, not so big of a deal.
Right.
It doesn't really cost anything. But when you're Guard or Reserve, you got to pay for. You're getting paid active duty time, and you get BAS and BH and all that extra good shit to it. When the Army might not have to pay all that much to move you out if they can do it remotely. I mean, I won't lie, I wouldn't mind doing some a PMA class from the safety in my own home, but then again, I won't have to be in parade rest all day every day. So
right, exactly. I mean. But then again, those leaders that are demanding parade rest while you're on fucking camera, I'm gonna say you're a chode. I mean, and as a matter of fact, you need to go ahead and freaking just take some hits from the bong, and then you'll be good to go, because
I'm gonna sew on some fake arms that look like I have my hands behind my back.
Exactly.
And Sergeant Flash is always in parade rest. He's the most respectful NCO I know.
He is so squared away that when he's standing at the position of parade rest, I see text going up and down when he's fucking typing. He is fucking squared away.
He texts with his mind.
He texts exactly. No, but I think it's giving the Army now. It's giving. I'm telling you what, it's giving. And I'll say it, and I'm glad we're all broadcasting on 14 different platforms to include Twitterage.
14.
I think the way the Army's running it, you're now seeing who the real shitbag leaders are. You know what I mean? You're seeing the real shitbag leaders that have had this is their opportunity to shine. This is now what's being exposed. First off, you're exposing all the toxic leaders that you had it, because we're getting tons of fucking screenshots now. And it's proven, and it's legit, because we verify them, because we get them raw. We don't get them redacted. We redact them, but we get them with the numbers, and we verify the information, and sure as shit. So we're now seeing those type of toxic leaders put that information out, and we're thinking, there's no way. And he's always been like this. This COVID crap made it worse. It's the same thing like you were saying. If you're getting constantly bombarded by your squad leader or your platoon sergeant or your company first sergeant, and you are getting bombarded with information, can you do this? Can you do that? We have a soldier that we're doing a test with right now as we speak. How many text messages are you getting per day? And they're logging them. We're logging it. We're gonna post some shits up to show the Army leaders just how much toxicity is in the chain of command, and have used this as an excuse to flaunt their fucking power. Now, on the civilian side of the house, it's cost effective, man. You're a business owner, small business owner, and this is a method to do this. I know that restaurants and bars and stuff like that, fucking have a drive-through. Fuck it. You change up. I would see some, in Texas, they're delivering, right? Didn't you say that? Was it you or Spanky that said that they're delivering booze now?
In several states, they're delivering booze, including Texas.
Right. They're delivering that booze and shit, so there you go. So what's booze, chow, and all this other stuff? If you have individuals that are out there in the COVID environment, pay them, give them a tip. Those food delivery people are out there, out there exposing themselves to whatever. Give them a little extra cash, because, like I said, they've not messed up my order in the drive-thru. They've not messed up my order when I've ordered some, because B-Dubs delivers now. So Buffalo Wild Wings.
I saw that they have a deal where you can get like 40
that's right.
wings for like $39.
40, yeah, that's right.
Bucks.
That's right. Me and Baby Ice are just sitting there freaking wolf and chow wings and burgers down, man. Mango habanero, of course.
That's Friday payday deal right
dude,
there.
it's exactly. Well, the way if you worked it out, it's a payday. You have COVIDs, you have your freaking tax return, and then you have your clothing allowance for some. All kicked in. But yeah, so it's for the economy. I can actually see that you're seeing what businesses actually, in other words, you're now seeing what type of businesses really are necessary to whatever. The rest, that means that we just have our own avarice in our own freaking, they're all wants. I mean, the food places, I'm all about the food places. there's some people that, you know, but again, dude, I'm just thinking about the food banks. I'm thinking about the shelters. Like right now, the really thing that I'm looking at is for the neglected children and battered women that are freaking, that can't go those shelters because those shelters are closed. They're closed because of that. They can't have, you know, like it's that social distancing shit. They don't want to have everybody. You can't have places mingled in. So you have old folks' homes. There was fucking. You just see. I mean, there's in New Jersey, bodies being found of old people inside the fucking retirement homes. That fucking sucks, dude.
Well, there's one retirement home in New York that had like something like 90 cases.
Yeah, 90 cases, and like I think only 20 of them have survived.
Yeah, like. It's tough thinking of anyone dying, but let alone just
right.
Like,
well, no, not the again.
People that can't help it because other people aren't doing what they're supposed to and staying the fuck away from other people.
Well, you said that, you said what you said about the change of how we do things now. I think now we're realizing that our priorities in the Army have needed to change, and as far as the way we run our society needs to change. Everyone's going to go back and do the same thing. As soon as guaranteed, as soon as states start lifting up everything, places are going to get crowded. Why? Because people are going to go and want to mingle and want to go hang out and drink and eat their favorite restaurants. I'm going to go. Me and the boy are going to go to B-dubs. We're all going to go do our shit. We're all going to go hang out, and I think business will boom back again. It'll recover. But I think the protests, dudes. Have you seen the fucking protests? Have you seen the freaking dudes going to freaking...
There's people in every state protesting to open up the state.
Right, dude.
For fuck's sake, people, stay at home.
Dude, what do you think about that? Do you think it's like
we're talking about, flattening the curve, and I get it, it's inconvenient, it's not happy, but then you're also stupid as shit, and, you're not helping it because you're going to... $20, you're gonna see news articles from people like, oh, they got the COVID after being in this big ass what do you call it? And being in this protest. And what are they protesting? Because they want their haircuts, because they want sports back. I want sports back too, but for fuck's sake, I'm not gonna pretend like you're not queuing on people, folks. This isn't the time to be all like, oh, the government is, just trying to control us. If you think so, go buy an AR-15 with your stimulus money, go buy some ammo, go chill in your basement and wait for it all to blow over. If not, stop fucking being stupid. And one, you make, they had a rally in Pennsylvania, like, we're independents. I'm like, no, you're stupid. That's what you fucking are. Like, stay at home. Or just stay in your domicile. Like, for fuck's sake, you don't have to be out there protesting on the Capitol lawn to get your point across. Your Twitter account will do just as fine. Why the fuck you out there waving American flags, reopen America?
Oh, my God, yeah, dude.
We can't reopen America because people are fucking dying, you fucking chose. It's not fucking rocket science. I'm Flash. I am not the smartest person. I'm pretty smart, but I'm not the smartest person here. But I can fucking clearly see that if you stay your fucking ass at home, you will not get yourself sick. You will prevent other people. None of them wearing masks. None of them are taking preventive measures. They're just out there being douches. There's no. If you want to protest just to protest, be fucking those, the anarchists up in like Washington and Oregon and shit like that. Outside of that, stop being fucking stupid, because you're not only a risk to your own fucking self, but the dumbass people around you and everyone else. For fuck's sake, it's not that damn difficult. But we have protests everywhere, from Virginia to California, from Idaho to Michigan. Open up the state. Open up our county. Shut the fuck up. You weren't working anyways. You're collecting unemployment because you suck at your job. Go the fuck away. But no, you want to walk around, and they're fucking armed too. Like, what's the point? This isn't a 2A rally. You just sit there with a rifle on your chest, like you're fucking tactical. Like, for fuck's sake, you're not Tim Kennedy. Calm the fuck down. But you're standing up there with an American flag on your draped over your shoulders with a douched out AR-15, like you're gonna shoot something. But hey, you couldn't shoot expert with iron sights, but you got an expensive ACOG on there, like you're gonna be able to shoot something else. Who are you gonna fight at? The fucking virus? You're gonna shoot at the fucking virus? Is that what you're gonna do? You stupid fucker. But you're up there going, we demand that the barber shops be open. I'd be able to go to my bar and hit on that one lady who's never gonna sleep with me because I don't like my marriage. Fuck off, guys. Stay the fuck at home. The government will open when it opens. We all got to get through this. It is not this is the problem. And we talk about leftists, and we talk about people that, you know, the Generation Z that's so I, because it's not all millennials. It's like the entail of millennials and the Generation Z, where it's very you know. We talk about that. But then you got these fuckers that are clearly worrying about themselves and just them. Just it's I mentality. Well, I want this and I want that. And I want the government to open. Cool. What about that old lady who just walked by, who's just trying to get some fucking food so she doesn't starve to death? But because your ass was out there waving around and yelling, all of a sudden you were a carrier, didn't know it because you didn't have the actual symptoms because you're asymptomatic, and you passed it to her. And now she's gonna die in fucking 20 days because her immune system's shot anyways because she's older and maybe had an underlying disease. What the fuck? But they don't see that because they only worry about themselves. I want baseball back just as much as anyone else. This is prime sports time. This is when the NHL playoffs, the basketball playoffs, and baseball is in full swing. This is like the perfect trifecta of sports at this moment. It's not on. I don't expect my baseball players to be on the field. I don't expect Little League kids to be playing. I don't expect anything because I don't want people to die because of my own fucking selfish careless shit. But we got people all across the country saying, fuck it. Just because you have an American flag and fucking rifle on you doesn't mean you're in the fucking right here. Like, holy shit, I got you. You know, I don't like the governor here in Virginia. There's lots of, and I can't stand that he's got an order going out to June 10th. But he's like, hey, because I don't want to. He pretty much said, I don't want to reissue it again. We're just going to put it out to June 10th, June 11th, and then when we end it, we end it. Cool. I got it. At first I was like, damn, that sucks. But I'm like, well, that means he can cut it short anytime he wants. All right, cool. Rock off your bad self. Because I don't want to die, and I don't want somebody's grandmother or grandfather dying because of my careless, stupid ass self. I don't go out unless I have to, but people are so fucking nice. You worry about your haircuts? Fucking cut it off. Hey, Sheila, your hair was shitty anyways. You wore a wig. I wouldn't really worry about going to the fucking the hair salon, and your nails look like shit anyway. So go get those hooves. Go to your local farm, get your hooves taken care of anyways. Fuck off. But we all these white people too. It's no other minority out there. I'm just gonna point that out there. It's a majority. It's like 98% fucking white people too. I'm just calling it as I see it. I've yet to see a person of a non-white fucking person out there, because all these stupid ass white people are fucking white people, and they're all fucking country white people. Like we're conservative, but we're gonna call ourselves independent so we don't get labeled as Trumpists.
Okay, take a breath. Take a breathe. Okay, look. Okay.
And they're all driving dualies, and they're
all right. Say that. Okay, real quick. Say that again now. I'm just kidding. Okay, look. I get the. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of funny how you're right. The Second Amendment stuff. To me, it's kind of. I don't know why you're connected. This is not the Boogaloo guys. This is not a. You know what I mean? It's one of those things to where you're kind of. I don't know, freaking. This is not a Boogaloo event. I don't see this as Boogalooian. I haven't opened up my
No.
I'm not saying it. I'm not looking at Boogalooians right now.
Decide I have a rifle. I should go to the Capitol grounds and protest the government by opening by having a rifle with me. Like, I got you. You do you. But
right.
The fuck you. What?
Well, my point being is that for this, they're all protesting because of why. What's funny is that they were really cool when it came to, hey, you need to obey. How maybe you didn't get, there's even memes out there. If you'd listened to what the cops said, then you wouldn't got your ass beat. If you listened to what, whatever, you wouldn't have gotten detained or whatever. Well, the same fucking thing applies, right? The government's telling you to kind of fucking chill out and all this. Granted, if you have the ability and you have to get it and get some cash or whatever, or your mission essential.
The same fucking people are the ones that say that about minorities and Black Lives Matters and shit like that. If you would do the cops said, you wouldn't got your ass whooped.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, maybe if you would have done what the government said and stay your ass home, you wouldn't have COVID or give your grandma COVID because you're dumb.
Well, I mean, there's only so much. I mean, on their side though, I can kind of see there's only so much you can do before you got to feed your family. You got to pay the bills. You got to pay the lights. You know what I mean? And the thing is that if there's a lot of small businesses right now that are fucking closing up or about ready to close up or going to bankruptcy, there are already instead of going on the web and fucking crying about it and posting it on fucking social media in your closed private groups that get screenshotted to us, what you need to do is go online and see what the government's already offering. Now didn't they already fucking like fuck up some sort of like a small business package. Like they ran out of money for it because when they voted the small business stuff here for the stimulus package, I guess both the Republicans and the Democrats didn't add enough cash to do it.
Yeah, there was only a $350 billion fund, which is what we kind of talked about in the first hour. They're working towards doing the phase 3.5, which would add another $350 billion into it.
So that means more money, right? I mean,
yes, they're trying to get more money because they know that they want the quickest way for the government the economy to survive is by continuing to have get people who, as soon as the stuff stops, will be off unemployment quickly.
See, that's the thing. So you do that, and you were talking about there were
Phil. I know you don't have to like me, but don't go after my Yankees because then I won't go after that gap between your teeth.
Knicks suck, Mets suck, Yankees suck. There you go. I just said it for hang on. There you go.
Okay, Puma.
Yeah. Anyways, but my point being is that they're planning on putting cash already out there. You said there was like $2,000 now. They're talking about raising it up. They're raising up some more money for it. Their plan. What was the Republicans? What was the House and the Senate's plan to do this? What they were talking about making more to where they're going to have some sort of a monthly wage now until this stuff ends. And some states are actually
like $2,000.
Right. So some of the states like Michigan, the Michigan Governor Whitmer, she said that she and some senior members of the staff would take a pay cut so that way that he can offset some salaries and shit. So what's up with that? Was that true? Is that legit or what?
Oh, I have no clue about that.
Okay.
I know there's lots of stuff that everyone's saying they're going to pay cuts. Now the Michigan governor did come out. She like you said on Monday saying that her and senior staff would take pay cuts. They're looking at, but their pay cut would be like 10% for the duration of the pandemic. Fuck it, you guys have made enough. You guys should be working for free at this point. While senior members of her staff would take about a 5% pay reduction. So I mean, it's something. It's more of a like symbolic, like we'll take less money, but. She said, I'm going to lead by example. I know that times are tough and that we as a state are going to be confronted a tough budget as well as an economic shutdown. Her salary is just above $159,000 a year. Her actions have come as she has clashed with protesters in her state in the recent days of the extent and duration of the stay-at-home order. Michigan has confirmed more than 32,000 cases of the coronavirus and nearly 2,400 deaths. The state registered about 576 new cases of the virus on Monday, a rate that appears to be slowing after reaching its peak early in April. I'll give it to them. Hey, we're trying. We're trying to appease people. You're not going to appease these people that are trying to protest because they want their state to open. Like, yeah, you're taking your budget cut, but I'm assuming that if you're in government and you're actually doing your job, you should earn the money you're doing because I'm pretty sure you're doing overtime right now. And just because you're taking a little bit of cut is a drop in the pan of what people actually need. So the federal government needs to step up. If they're going to do the stimulus, cool. Then do this, instead of having to, people worrying. When they did the first stimulus and they said $1,200, here you go. They should have made it lasting, not so people can have a little bit of fucking like something to rely on. Like, at least I know a $1,200 check's coming, so at least I can feed my kids, or I can at least do this. But they did a one-time check, like they thought this all was going to blow over, and it's fucking not. I really don't like. Cool. She did that. Her and her staff are going to take a pay cut,
right?
But
what's the median?
10% to 5%.
I'm just curious.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see what the median income is for what a family is in Michigan.
I'm pretty sure it's low.
I'm just curious. I'm just wondering because I know some states.
Unless you're a union factory worker,
right? I was about to say,
I'm pretty sure it's not that high.
And some other states have had some of the bans. I mean, there's like some states like wasn't there like 19? They're planning on lifting their stay-at-home orders and shit like that because they feel that
the current median household income in Michigan is $54,909.
Okay.
Not a lot.
Yeah, I'm about to say this.
Well, I wonder what. I mean, let's just see what it compares to like another state.
Like Texas.
Virginia is 71,000. Let's see what Texas is. 60,000.
How dare you?
California love. 75,000. Let's try somewhere kind of desolate. I won't say desolate, but it is kind
of desolate.
Well, it's Iowa. I don't know who it was. 58,000. So I mean, it's,
so the difference. So do you think somebody's going to be able to survive on $2,000 a month?
I think if you're somewhere like hell, North Dakota's median household income is 61,000 right now. I'm sorry, that's of 2018.
I was about to say that sounds kind of.
It's slightly higher in 2019, but still, I mean. Well, let's try. Apparently, there's an article that says rich states. So let's try South Dakota because South's always poor. 56,000.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're gonna have some sort of reality hit when all this money, because what's going to do is your cost says exactly that. Don't trust the government, because what we're doing is we're creating now a new system. We're creating now new welfare recipients, and now we're creating a need, and it sucks to say, but there's individuals out there going to be hooking and scratching to try to make that money, and they would rather die to sustain the lives of their families than have their families be out in the street. That's how bad it's going to get, because the way every freaking back and forth that each state's doing, and then you have the state that's crying and complaining. It's gonna be some drama.
Well, I get that, but people also need help. So I kind of hope it isn't as vague as, oh, when this pandemic is over, because how long they can decide. How do you decide when this pandemic is actually over? Like, what's your threshold? I think honestly, like. We're going to pay for it anyways. Our children's children, all that other shit.
Right.
Bailey, I've never tried White Claw, or was it White Claw? And that it kind of scares me, and I don't.
You turn into that.
Become a
you turn into that tiger dude.
Basic bitch.
If you drink that White Claw, you'll turn into that tiger dude. That's what people, dudes who drink that shit look like that guy in a few years. Exactly. So you can tell I've never touched that crap because I don't look like that.
I'd rather watch the tiger guy than become him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get what Cause is saying. We're not trying to create what social democrats would love to have, and the Yang Gang would wanted to have as a the rely on the government as a stipend. But on the other hand, people we're in unprecedented time of people being out of work, have no faults of their own. Not everyone can have a job. Not everyone can have a job where they can telework from home. And those few who are lucky enough to be essential enough to telework, or essential enough to have to be at work, you should send up an extra prayer to whatever deity you like, because honestly, it's you're a lucky duck right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but I think that if they do, say this plan where they have $2,000 a month per person, so like family four would make like $5,000 a month. They need to have clear and defining guidelines of when this shit turns off. So if they go, we've met the criteria, COVID cases are down to this, and we've hit this threshold. Okay, this month was the last month you're getting these paychecks, or even give them an extra month just in case. Like, hey, next month will be the last month, so hopefully by then you're already getting back into your jobs and shit like that, because this fountain is being turned off.
Well, I mean,
if there's thresholds like that, I'd feel more comfortable. I get what Cause is saying. I don't want another welfare system, but I also don't want people starving to death because they can't get food, because these places that are offering food and try to help people out are only going to survive for so long before they run out too.
Well,
eventually everyone's going to be a hoarder.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a tad bit callous here. I'm not gonna be callous. I'm gonna be us first. I'm still of the veterans before refugees thing. So us first. Everyone. I know the state of California is all butthurt because there's individuals that are not going to get money that are not legal in the country. Well, that fucking sucks.
Oh. Well, I'm going to stop you right there because we have a late breaking U.S. source: North Korean leader in grave danger after surgery. Kim Jong-un recently missed the celebration of his grandfather's birthday on April 15th, which raised speculation about his well-being.
What?
He had been seen 4 days before that at a government meeting. CNN has reached out to the CIA, National Security Council, and the State Department for comment. CNN has also sought comment from South Korea right now. The story's breaking. We'll be updating. So yes, apparently Kim Jong-un might just kick the bucket.
Oh my God.
That might be the only thing that saves 2020.
What, dude?
Like,
I mean, think
I
about
guess
it. He's been doing good.
I guess that makes me. See, this is why I never. When people's like, "Well, you're trying to be a perfect, good Christian," I was like, "I'm just trying to be."
There's just some people. There's just some people that no. Let's not go back here because I know. What's up, Paul? What's up, my guys from Taipei, from Taiwan? What's up, Paul from Nepal? I see you, digits. How y'all doing? You're gonna see some squiggles up there if you look on the main page or the. I think it's the radio page.
Swiggle.
You'll see some. How y'all doing? I mean, there's some individuals that say I'm not gonna be a dick about this. I'm gonna be kind of real about this. There's just bye, Felicia, see ya.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm okay with it. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you're whatever. I mean, there's some,
Your grandfather with a fucking AA gun.
No, I mean, I'll be honest. I think it was uncle or something like that.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think it's good to go. I mean, if something happens and fucking it's whatever. I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna sit there and apologize for a dictator.
I might drink to his death on that
one. Drink to his death? Hell. If you get some news, it's going to be...
I'm about to smoke to his death.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man. Yeah. There we go.
Because North Korea about to split in half because they won't have... because he doesn't really have he has a son, I think, right? I think he's got a son, but he's like an infant. So you're going to have a military power struggle? Oh, man. North Korea about to be lit.
Yeah, dude. Shit, we're trying...
You're wishing you had that.
What if it was
Simon of Choice shit?
What if? Yeah, really. What is that? What if it was what if it is the COVIDs? You know what I mean? What if it's the COVIDs? What if it's? Could you imagine?
North Korea says they have no COVID.
No. Think about it though. No. You just brought a good point. Let's think about this on the national strategic level. Hang on. Let me compose myself for a second here.
National security.
National security's level. So you think about it, right? Everyone's been saying in the news, why do you think this makes sense? Let's connect the dots. Why do you think China has been downplaying? Oh, by the way, one of our favorite hosts, Kaz, is being followed. He's being tracked by China too. We got China.
Fuck yeah.
We got WTF Nation Radio and Hong Kong, Taipei, Taiwan.
So old. He was when China started.
China, yeah. So Kaz has had his page now on the Chinese business page, stuff like that. So they watch his stuff. I don't know why. I don't know. He's not. If anything else, you would think that it'd be some of the crazier stuff we put in the bag. But Kaz and Al, their shows are pretty laid back. Nice and peaceful and kind of get you down and in a good mood and all that. So don't fuck with Kaz. I will beat that ass if you mess with Kaz. So with that note, I'm just saying, think about it. Think about the implications right now. That the reason why China is downplaying this is because they don't want to get blamed for the death of little Kim. I have a feeling they know that it's gotten so bad from China into fucking North Korea. I'm willing to speculate. I'm not confirming. I'm merely speculating and theorizing that China has something to do with anything that's happening with Kim Jong-un. That's it. That's what I think it is. That's why
you got to think about the only people really going in and out of North Korea are coming through to and from China.
China, correct.
I think that's like the only way you really get into North Korea is through China.
I'm thinking right now that
I'm not 100%.
Right. I am thinking right now that's what it is. That's why China has been going. I think we need to go ahead and wait. Because what's going to happen is that China's going to get no, we didn't do it. China, no, our numbers are good. From the people that we've had our fans and following in Taiwan and Taipei and Hong Kong, Paul from Nepal, they've only had a few cases. They hit the page all the time. They only got a few cases and no big deal. But I'm willing to bet you that China has something to do with Kim Jong-un. Oh, dude, I'm telling you what, Kim Jong-un is something. Now imagine that. Rock the stability of that stuff, and I'll go ahead and initiate it right now. I think China has something to do with Kim Jong. If someone says I'm irresponsible for making that kind of assumption or making that kind of theory, they can go eat it.
Well, we don't answer to them.
We don't answer them, and usually,
we answer the United States WTF Nation.
Right, and you know what? I'll be honest with you. There has been some times where we have gotten it right. Remember, we should do that again. Let's blast talk radio like we used to.
Because they've been saying that a lot of people who have gotten COVID-19 have developed blood clots. Now, a blood clot could be something that would need to you would need to do surgery on in order to push the blood clot.
Depends on how bad it is. Depends on how bad the blood clot is.
I mean, it could be like you and just like your whole lung of a clot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, that could be it'd be, but you know, I'm a mutant.
Really disturbing yet intriguing photos you've ever sent me. It was both the coolest and the most like, oh my god.
Yeah, nobody knows too much about that shit, Flash. That's going to be a story for revealed to be later on my health.
It was so cool. Like, it was so cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad he survived. No, but I mean, it's something that honestly Kim Jong-un could, that could require surgery. But they always keep everything held. Their internet is a circle back to their own fucking webpage. I mean, we have our websites are the greatest. Yes, because no one can go to any other fucking website.
Right.
What kind of bullshit is that?
I'm telling you, I honestly think China has something to do with this. Hey, Korea, North Korea, China has something to do with this. I bet you.
China has something to do with everything.
Do you think I'm gonna get in trouble?
Governments from different countries going, yeah, we pretty much confirmed that the Wuhan virus came from their
I'm waiting for.
And it wasn't the U.S. military that decided to just drop it there like
you know what? Oh my God! There you go. That's why. That's why they've been pushing that propaganda effort of saying that the U.S. did this, because they are probably responsible for Kim Jong-un. Bam! Smack it down, baby. Let's lock it up. Can you fucking feel that, Captain Compost?
Hey, so I just got a phone call from, it says FBI. should I answer this? No. Straight to voicemail.
Straight to exactly. Right. That's a good connection. There we go. See, we just saw.
It makes sense. I mean, you want to push it off, so North Korea has well, if he did die of COVID, but the great leader, he's practically a god, can't die from COVID.
That I'm telling you right now, it's now dropping into its specific gaps of information that I, in the line of work that I would do, I would immediately correlate that and exploit that immediately. Right now, I would be like straight up. That's why China is using.
Get paid more. We're too smart for this shit.
Dude, we are. I mean, the last time we had freaking. Remember we had Fox News citing us, and they wouldn't do it, and we had freaking NPR citing us, and they wouldn't do it. The only person that cites us is Jim Laporta and freaking Paul Zoldra, Newsweek, and freaking the Duffel Blog.
Hey, and happy news for Jim Laporta getting picked up by.
Yes.
Man, who did he get picked up by?
He got picked up by the AP. He's big though. He's big leagues now.
AP reading news.
Yeah. He's
love him.
Yeah,
I won't read Newsweek as much, so I guess I'll be reading
more
AP.
Yeah, we keep. Well, I mean, he does think stuff.
We'll still throw Newsweek's a bone.
Yeah, we'll still talk to Newsweek. They're still cool people, and we still got text.
I do like AP over AP and Newsweek over a lot of other a lot of other outlets too. So it works out. Jim's still going to another group, and shout out to our favorite people over at Task and Purpose.
Right, dude. Yeah,
they've been rocking. Awesome people over at Army Times. They're just fucking stealing.
They're about to say, you wait in line, man. Hey guys, Army Times. We need to talk to Howard.
Guy just goes, I want you to look on WTF Nation pages
exactly to verify it.
As soon as you find something, write a story, and then we're going to hammer WTF if we think the smallest thing is wrong or we get any flack.
We shouldn't.
It's all them. They're the bad guys.
We should. I'm just breaking balls, Howard. I know you listen to us on Periscope. Howard Altman is the editor in chief of the Military Times and all that. They run all that stuff. We're just breaking balls. JD Simpkins, and he's a good dude too. Over at the
Army Times ain't that bad. They're not. I mean, they're not MSNBC or CNN.
No. At least. Well, I mean, I will say this. At least they have corrected some stuff that we have put out when we've asked them to. So I'm not really too messed on that.
I like Leo Shane over there. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
I like his stories.
Yeah. Think about with all this thing, we got invited and it got canceled. We got invited to like a webinar stuff, and I think we should do that. We should have like a mill media event, like just have everybody shoot
probably
the shit.
The next AUSA event's gonna be fucking digital anyways.
Well, no, we canceled it, yeah, because I couldn't go to that one. We couldn't go to the next one. Did you know did you know I didn't tell you this? I got invited. This is one of the things that I guess we could talk about because I didn't. Did you know I got invited by the Army to go to open up to be at the Army Museum? Did you know that? What? Yeah, dude, I got invited by the.
Still go anyways. Oh no, I did see a news release that they said that they that they're pushing that, which I guess
they're pushing it. Yeah,
they're citing that they had what was it? They had some like events, or not events, some stuff in there that wasn't finished yet. So it's
correct. No, yeah, I was just
they
like,
weren't going to open it up in
right.
June anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying I'm excited about it. I mean, I accept the invitation, but this
well,
all.
Here's
just...
a question for you.
What's up?
I mean, I know we're getting close to the very end of the show, but Army Birthday is coming up.
Yes.
What's going to happen with all that if they can't if doing an Army Ball would kind of like be against all social distancing? Is everyone going to wear?
Well, I got invited. Suits? Well, I'm saying I got invited, and I'm bringing to go to that too. So I got invited to a lot of stuff. That was the whole 2020. That was going to be when I said 2020 is going to be a big year for us. Well, shit, it was.
Walk around a WTF Nation flag.
Well, you could buy those at US, and you could. Yeah, and you could buy the WTF Nation flag at WTFM.com. But no, we were gonna go.
Great today.
Yeah, we were gonna go.
Pear-shaped head.
Yeah, I was gonna go and shoot the shit and hang out and hang out with the SMA and hang out with everybody and I got invited to
I never get invited to shit.
And I was gonna, dude, it was gonna be fun. But I'm not gonna wear no mask. I'm not going and be all fresh flying baller looking and then have have a an engaging time at the ball.
Hair slicked back.
Yeah, looking like freaking Bane.
M23 mask on.
Yeah, exactly. The LED5 you can't wear. That's part of our plan here. I'm trying to wear my mask. Why would you shoot the
Army Ball will be attended in Mop 4.
Yeah, it'll be in those outbreak suits. That looks like they're inflating out and shit. But no, dude. Yeah, so a lot of that stuff. So I did get invited to that. There's like some dinner and some events and some. That's some pretty cool shit. I can't wait. That's the impact that I can't stand. You know what I mean? When you're talking about the impact of it. That sucks. Would like to have, me and CQ, and we were going to do some stuff, and, I was going to invite some people out. We're going to do some shit. We're going to do some shit. But, instead, here I am.
Until next year, then.
Yeah. Instead, I'm sitting here doing a 420 show on the Monday edition.
420 show. Smoke them if you got them. If you got it twice, keep smoking.
Well,
he needs to get smoking instead of that White Claw.
Oh my God! Ugh. Oh no, dude, White Claw.
See, hey, none of this shit happened until they started coming out with all this seltzer fucking stuff.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Yeah,
all this like fake ass bubbly alcohol.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't. Yeah, I don't care about that freaking.
It started. COVID came from that.
I don't care
that
freaking.
Is the reason why.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that stuff. So real quick, let's go ahead and do let's do some house cleaning. We got well shit. Since it's let me see if I can let's rock this shit. That's everyone's asking about that was a song from Cypress Hills, Hits from the Bong. That's what the name of the song was, from the Son of a Preacher Man was it sampled. I love that fucking song, Son of a Preacher Man. So we're gonna play that song right now while I'm doing closeout. How about that? So there we go. So Hits from the Bong. So there we go, my place. So anyway.